My name's Flora. I am 22 and I am a single mummy to my 9-month-old boy Rowan. I have struggled with my mental health for many years now, but it definitely became a lot more pronounced and I was much more aware of it after a really difficult labour and delivery with Rowan. Anything that could have gone wrong went wrong in my labour, and I ended up having to have an emergency section, which was fine until he came out and he wasn't breathing, and he got resuscitated twice and taken to the NICU, and I got sedated. And that sheer panic in that moment has left me in a mess, really. So I actually recently just got my diagnosis that I have PTSD, postnatal depression, and then anxiety. I've suffered with anxiety and depression for probably about 4 years now, but then obviously the PTSD is new, but it's hard to deal with. So I was referred to a charity called ABC Pips whenever Rowan was born, because of my history with mental health and obviously because I am quite young. And I got a support worker. She's called Janine. She is amazing. She has been with me since Rowan was, I'm going to say about 3 weeks old was the first time I met her. And she realised probably around Christmas time, so Rowan would be about 5 months, that something really wasn't right, and referred me to the community mental health team, who I got seen by, gosh, I can't even remember, a month ago. And that's when it was the CPNs there that gave me my diagnosis and my GP agreed. And yeah, so it's quite a fresh one, but I was very relieved to actually get that diagnosis, because it's what I'd thought was wrong with the flashbacks and the nightmares and stuff. But to actually hear someone say that I had it almost felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, because there was an explanation for it and I wasn't just feeling this way for no reason. So yeah. Initially support was offered to me through ABC Pips and Janine, but then she suggested to use Pangs, so she had mentioned it to me, and I suppose after 3 weeks after she had mentioned it to me, I reached out to her and I was like, yeah, you know, I actually do like the sound of this, and I think it would be really good to speak to someone, or speak to multiple people who know what I'm going through, who don't just say, oh yeah, I get it, you know, it must be so hard, but people who actually know, and people who are actually going through it themselves. So yeah, so the support was offered first, but it was through the support I had that I reached out and asked for more. I reached out to uni as well and got help from them in that aspect of things, you know, like my academical side. And yeah, but I am really glad that I took the step, and I did say to Janine, you know, yes, I need this extra support, and that's where here I am. Yeah. That's where Pangs came in. I definitely think the thing that's had the biggest effect has been Rowan's birth. I look back at it now and I think, well, why do I worry so much? Like, he's perfectly fine, he's here, he's healthy, he gets all his checkups, there's nothing wrong with him. But in the back of my head, I can't get rid of the what ifs. You know, what if he hadn't have been able to be resuscitated? What if they hadn't got him out in time? And that definitely is one of the hardest things, that I replay those moments in my head every single day. And I didn't realise that it caused so much. I never really knew the word trauma before I spoke to people, and I realised the effect that it actually had on me, that it literally has meant I can't go on with normal life some days. Some days I can't even get out of bed because of it. And I do sit and I wonder why, because he's perfectly fine, but I just can't reverse it. It's just ingrained in there. I definitely got the help I needed, I have to say. I don't know if that's because my support worker was there, that she was able to help me go down the right path. But I think without her guiding me, I wouldn't have reached out. Because I wouldn't have had the confidence to. I would have been scared they were going to take my child. But I am so thankful for the help that I'm getting and I continue to get. And even just the support, even just being able to send someone a message and be like, look, I'm having a really crap day. Can I just talk to you? And that's really nice, because it's one thing talking to your friends, but as I said, it's someone who understands. It's someone who can tell you what you want to hear. Not just to say everything will be okay, you'll be all right, but to actually tell you, do you know what? Yeah, you're allowed to feel like this. You're allowed to suffer. And I think that's really nice. And I have to... So I'm working with the community mental health team now. And I definitely find that the likes of my support worker and the likes of Pangs are a lot more... They're perinatal focused, and that's a lot better than the standard NHS help that you get. And that's the only thing I'd say is it's just, I feel like there needs to be a bit more support for women. I think that mums need specialist perinatal mental health because it's different. It's very different. When I suffered with my mental health before, it was always just me. And it was, is there anything actually really wrong with me? Or am I just a little sad? Am I just a little nervous? But now that I have a little human that I have to look after, I will do absolutely everything in my power to get better for him. And I find that a lot of the women I've spoken to, they're a lot more fragile than normal people who suffer with their mental health, because they've had, say, a traumatic event, or there's always there's a deeper reason, I find, to why they're suffering, and that the help needs to be focused on that. It just needs to be more, I don't know, loving and caring and supporting, really, rather than being very professional and clinical. Would be, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I would say to parents who are going through what I'm still going through, is just ask for help. If you don't ask for help, you're not going to get it. You can go to your GP and you can say, I'm depressed. But unless you actually tell them the reason why, you're not going to get the proper help. I've noticed that there's two completely different help systems for, say, perinatal and normal. As I've mentioned, the perinatal is just more caring. And to actually have the confidence to speak out and say you need help is really important. And you just need to ask. Just reach out and say. There's no point suffering in silence, because there are thousands of people who know what you're going through. There's thousands of people that have been through it before and are willing to share their story, are willing to offer some support, even just to be a shoulder to cry on. And I just think that's so important. When you become a parent, your whole life changes. Everything focuses around this little human that you have. And when that newborn bubble bursts and reality comes crashing down on your shoulders, it's hard. It happened to me. It's really, really hard. And you realise that life doesn't stop because you had a child. Life keeps on going. It's still going to throw 1,000,001 curveballs at you. So how are you meant to deal with normal life as well as the struggles of being a new parent, the exhaustion, the emotions, the hormones, both on both the mum and dad's side. Ugh. Just ask for help. You will get it. I promise you, you will get it.
Thank you.
Good mental health support to me isn't your typical sitting down doing counselling with half an hour every 2 weeks with someone. Good support to me is consistent, it's constant, and it's there whenever you need it. And that's what I love so much about being involved with Pangs. You can message at any time of the night and someone's there. Someone will always be there to listen to you and talk to you and offer you support. It's the sense of community that you need. They always say it takes a village to raise a baby. It takes a village to make you better again as well. And it's not being, yes, okay, there are times when you need clinical help, professional, proper, hard help. But I think what truly has helped me get to the point where I can talk about it has been, like the friendship help. The someone literally holding your hand through it and just literally just listening to you. But it's not talking just about your mental health. It's talking about your everyday life. It's sharing your children's accomplishments. It is having bad days and no one judging you or making you feel like you've relapsed because you've had a bad day. My life now is so different to how it was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was suffering on my own. Before I had Rowan, I always said to myself, I'm not going to get postnatal depression because I know what depression looks like. And I know that I can stop myself when I feel myself slipping. And whenever I found out that I had it, I was so annoyed at myself and disappointed in myself that I didn't want to speak about it to anyone because I felt like I'd let myself down. I'd let my mummy down. I'd let Rowan down. I said that I wasn't going to feel this way and it happened. And I'll tell you something for free. It's 10 times worse than normal depression for me. It is, you feel worthless, you feel helpless. You feel like the world would be better off without you here. But now, because of the help, the support, and mainly the support, and the friends that I've gotten through the avenues I've gone down has literally changed my life. I can talk about everything now. There are still some things, I can't so much talk about the PTSD and what happened when Rowan was born, but I can talk about how I feel every day. I can be open. I can tell a stranger walking down the street, hey, I suffer with my mental health. How are you doing today? Do you know what I mean? Whereas before, that's something that I could never do. I can see the brighter side to everything now. I still have a long way to go. But I know that I can do it. And I know that I have amazing people by my side helping me to get to where I need to be. And I will get there.